everybody, thank you for watching. So today's video is going to be my makeup monthly for the month of September, where I'm going through some of the items that I was trying out in September, letting you know which ones are my favorites, which ones failed me, and which ones that I thought were just fine. So if you're ready to see some makeup reviews from the month of September, why don't we go ahead and get started. Quick disclaimer before we jump into the video, in case you haven't seen some of my past videos, I've been saying it in there, but we are in the process of getting ready to paint my office. It is why if you see these crazy dots behind me, those are where the shelves used to be. We took them down, we patched the holes. This weekend we are painting my office, so I'm not able to film for a few days, so I'm pre-filming as much as I can so I do not miss a video in my upload schedule, because I upload 6 days a week to YouTube. So when I can't film for an entire weekend, that means I gotta pre-film. To hop into the content of the video, I'm gonna start off in the fine category. I really love having this fine section because there's, always items that didn't completely fail me. I don't dislike them, but I wouldn't be able in good conscience to say, these are my favorite. You know what I'm saying? First item that I wanna talk about is a really hyped up, very popular product that I think is just okay. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. It is what I have in my brows today, and I have the shade Taupe. I purchased mine from Sephora. I believe this is $21. So it's a pretty standard brow pencil with a spoolie at one end and then a very precise tiny tip on the other end. Now, I think it's fine. When I started using it, I wasn't overjoyed. I wasn't crying tears of happiness because I found a new brow pencil that completely blew me away, but I don't hate it. And the part for me that I don't like the most is that I feel like I have to press really hard on my brows with this, and I don't like that. I know a lot of people have said a good dupe for the Brow Wiz is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And that was one of the very first brow pencils that I ever tried, because I always hear people talking it up so much because they were duping the Brow Wiz. And honestly, I do think it is a dupe, but I don't love this for the same reason that I didn't love the NYX. You have to press really, really hard on your brows to get product out. I like the end result sometimes, not all the time. Okay, it's $21. I don't think I would repurchase a new one. I also feel like you have to use a lot of product, so I feel like I'm about to run out of this like at any moment, where some of my other brow products last me a lot longer. So I don't think I would repurchase it. I think it's too expensive and I just can't say I love it, but it's fine. So next up I have a lipstick, which to be honest, I did not think that I would enjoy nearly as much as I do. I got this sent to me. I ordered it off Octoly. So a big thank you to Octoly and Givenchy for sending me this lipstick, because I've had a great time trying this guy out. This is a La Rouge lipstick. The shade is 304 Mandarin Bolero. I'm not really sure how to say that, to be honest, but the packaging is like legit. Like you have to like press a button and then it comes out. It's like super fancy. I mean, it's Givenchy, so kind of knew that would be. But this is the shade. I was wearing this in my 30K giveaway video, so if you haven't seen that video yet, you should, because you should go enter. But this is the lipstick I'm wearing in it. It is a beautiful orange, and I did not think I would love it this much. I didn't think I would love the color. Obviously I wasn't sure about the lipstick part of it, but really the color, I was like, it probably won't look great on me. I don't wear those colors a lot, but I ended up really enjoying it on me. I got a lot of compliments in that video on my lipstick, and I think it's really good. It's very creamy. It gives a nice, kind of a satiny sheen to the lips, but the color is really great. I do have my ring light on because it, once again, is storming outside. We've been having storms and rain so much lately here in Iowa, but the color is gorgeous though. Like, this would be such a beautiful spring summer color, so I'm kind of bummed we're going into fall, but I'll probably be wearing it anyways. So these La Rouge lipsticks do run $36, which is very expensive for a lipstick. I know that, but if you're someone, if you love trying high-end makeup, I know a lot of you are out there, you enjoy the high-end makeup, you enjoy buying the high-end makeup and finding like the new goodies in the high-end makeup and what's actually worth the money, I would say check out these Givenchy La Rouge lipsticks, because I was very impressed by the formula. I was impressed by how long lasting this was, because I wore it in that video And I remember I went on to eat dinner and still at the end of the night, you could still, I mean, the lipstick still looked good. The only thing that I noticed about it was that the shine had faded away. So it almost kind of now looked more like a matte lipstick, which matte lipsticks are my favorite. So I wasn't mad about that at all. It's comfortable, it's pigmented, it's long wearing. And if you love orange lipsticks, which I feel really weird saying that I enjoy wearing orange on my lips, man, was I surprised. I did not think we would get on as well as we did. This one I have is so random to me, but I really did want to mention it because this is one of those things where like, it's not a favorite, but I still want to tell people about it because I think it's pretty cool, so I'm putting it in my find category. This is from Glossier. This is the coconutbalm.com, a universal skin salve. So I've been wearing it as a lip balm, but it says that you can use on your lips, cuticles, elbows, on your friend, anywhere that needs some love. That's what the packaging says. I did not make that up. So I recently got my first PR package from Glossier, which was super exciting. So I've been kind of working through and picking out which products I want to try out. And I saw this lip balm and I was like, okay. I'm not like a huge lip balm person. I like having it around and I typically always have one by my desk in case my lips are feeling really dehydrated or cracked. Especially in the winter time, I'm probably gonna have at least 2 sitting right next to my desk when it gets so drier here in Iowa, and my lips really get affected by that, especially because I wear liquid lipsticks so often. I was like, you know, I have other balms and like oils and things like that. Like, I don't know, I probably don't need to try it. And then I saw my friend Liv from Liv Loves Her Makeup. She was talking about it on her Snapchat and saying how much she enjoyed it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So one night, you know, it's just clear. I'm not gonna swatch it or anything. It's just a clear balm, but I put it on my lips and oh my goodness, it made my lips like pillow soft. They felt so good. Like just as I was applying it, I was like, wait a second, this is awesome. Why are my lips so soft? But I love the scent and I don't know what I think it smells like. I've kind of been trying to figure it out the whole time, but it has some sort of fall scent to me. Like it reminds me of some sort of fall candle, but I can't put my finger on which one it is, and honestly, it's kind of driving me crazy. If you guys have tried the Glossier coconutbalm.com and you think it has some sort of fall scent to it, let me know what you think it is because it's really driving me crazy, but I love it. I love the scent. I love how soft it's making my lips. I feel like I'm kind of getting addicted to it because this has now gone right next to my computer, and especially at night when I'm just kind of hanging out at my desk, I'm like, just gonna put some lip balm on, no big deal. So this is $12. I'll leave the Glossier website listed down below, but if you're a big balm person, and I like it that it says you can use it on other places as well. Again, I might have to revisit that in the winter when I get really cracked elbows. Oh my gosh, not cool at all. So I might have to try that, but yeah, I was pretty impressed by this. So next up, I want to talk about some of my fails for the month of September. The first one that I'm just going to touch on briefly because I just reviewed it a couple videos ago. This one is the NYX Fire Palette. I do not have it because I did return it to Ulta. I used that palette in a testing new makeup video, and then I did my follow-up video about 2 weeks later. So I can have both those videos linked down below in case you want to see me trying to use it and then seeing my kind of final thoughts on it. But obviously I returned it. I did not think it was great at all. I was pretty unhappy with it. My biggest thing really is that I paid $30 for a drugstore eyeshadow palette, and I really thought at that price point that NYX was, you know, NYX was super confident in what they were giving us, and the pigmentation was lacking in the majority of the shades. I bought the Fire palette. The reds and the yellows in there did not blend well. The shimmers were not showing up. I really struggled really hard with that palette, so I had to go get my $30 back because that was just unacceptable to me. So I'll have those videos linked down below, like I said, if you want to check them out for a further review. The NYX Fire palette, I cannot recommend. That was a big old fail for me. Next up, I want to talk about some skincare that didn't work for me. I got a Vox box from Influencer. Influencer, honestly, I don't understand Influencer for the life of me, but you can take surveys and you can get boxes to review items like makeup and skincare. They have like food and like pets and, you know, all these different things that you can review, and you don't have to be a blogger or anything like that. So I did get a Vox box from them somehow. I don't really know how because I don't do anything on the site anymore, and all of a sudden it's like, you're the Lancer Vox box. I'm like, okay, thank you. I mean, thanks, but like, what? So I got some skincare in here. I got the Polish, the Cleanse, and then the Nourish. So this is the Method skincare set from Lancer, and I was really disappointed because this broke my skin out pretty bad almost immediately after I started using it. When I do try new skincare, I only try like one new skincare like this I was trying as a set. That way I'm not trying a bunch of new skincare, and if I'm having reactions I can pinpoint which skincare is doing it to me. And so I introduced this. What I would do in the morning is I would cleanse my face, I would use the polish at night, and I would use the Nourish both in the morning and the evening. Notice that my face was getting a ton of those small whiteheads basically everywhere. And it was really frustrating. Like, I mean, luckily it wasn't like blackheads or the big red angry breakouts that you get. It was just those little whiteheads. But still, when you had like clusters of whiteheads around your face, I was like, oh no. I was getting pretty frustrated because I have pretty good skin. I take care of my skin. I have a skincare routine, you know, pretty down pat. I have my favorite products, and I don't typically deal with a lot of breakouts. So when I was having so many whiteheads on my face, I was getting really, really flustered. So I stopped using this and my skin cleared up in 2 days. So I know it was this. So I was super bummed about that. And this is some pricey skincare. I think it's like $55 and $75 for some of these if you get the full-size products. And I know skincare is different for everybody. I have very normal skin, but I do have sensitive skin, so I don't know if something just was like reacting wrong with my skin. I'm not sure, but unfortunately these did not work out for me from the Lancer skincare. The final item that failed me in the month of September is these Pur Sponges. So I got these sent in like a 3-pack from Pur Cosmetics. I looked on their website, you can buy the 3-pack for $36. And wow, these sponges are not great. I'm kind of a sponge snob, but I did not like these at all. They're really hard, and then even when you get them wet, they were still pretty hard. And if you can see like how insanely like dirty these look, a lot of my sponges do not look like this after I get done using them, because I think the sponges really like take a lot of your product. Because my sponges, I mean, these are one use only. My sponges do not look this bad. Like, it looks like I've used these 5 times and haven't cleaned them at all. And so I feel like it's really absorbing a lot of the products, but it was also still very hard. I've used the Pur Sponges before. One comes in the Cameo Contour set, and I think that's a great one. I think that you can buy it on its own separately, and it's like $12 or something like that on the Pur website. I would definitely recommend those. So I would not recommend these ones though, the ones that come in the 3-pack. Those were no good. So unfortunately, no, these did not work out for me at all. Alright, so I'm going to jump into my favorites. I'm going to start with a beauty influencer. I started doing this a couple months ago. I send out a beauty newsletter like once a month-ish. With some, you know, makeup reviews in there and standout products, new releases and things like that. But I started featuring a fellow beauty influencer in there and just doing a little interview with them and then sharing their social media and their photo and things like that. And so I thought whoever I featured, you know, the previous month, I could mention in my makeup monthly because they're a favorite of mine. I seem to like that idea, and I love supporting and just like talking about some of my friends here on YouTube and, you know, recommending their channels and things like that. So I did send out a newsletter this month. The last month I hadn't sent one out yet, so I just sent one out a couple weeks ago, and the influencer that I featured in there was my friend Kendall Alfred. So I will have Kendall's channel linked down below. She's a bit of a newer channel to me, but I did also feature her in my recent YouTubers that I watch and love video, so I'll have that one linked down below. A lot of you guys recommended her channel to me. I asked for channel recommendations in one video, and I really went through and followed a lot of the channels you guys suggested, and Kendall and I just kind of like formed a friendship pretty quickly from that, which I thought was really cool. I just love watching her videos. I think our styles are pretty similar to one another. I love watching her reviews. I love her love for highlighters, for lipsticks, and I enjoy watching her on YouTube. Also on her Snapchat as well. So I will have her channel down below and then her other social media links as well. I hope that you will go check out Kendall and let her know that I sent you and all of that good stuff if you are not yet subscribed to her, but definitely go check out Kendall's channel. Alright, so to hop over to the makeup favorites, I have one to share with you guys. Might feel a little bit surprising, but here we go. These are the Stila Glitter eyeshadows. I know they have a really long name. They're like the Stila Glitters. You guys know what I'm talking about. The one that I had sitting on my desk was in Kitten Karma. I talked about these so much. I really struggled with these. I wanted to buy them, and then I talked myself out of them, and then I was like, nope, I'm still gonna do it at the VIB sale, and then I didn't, and I was just kind of a mess over these. And I had a really sweet subscriber friend, Demetra, send me a whole bunch of the Stila Glitters, and I was like, Girl, no, you didn't. And I've been trying them out, so everybody can thank Demetra for getting me to fall in love with these glitters because, oh my gosh, they're actually really freaking good, okay? Okay. Anytime that you've been seeing me wear a very like fierce glitter look in any of my videos, I think last month's Makeup Monthly I was wearing one, my most recent holiday makeup releases video I was wearing it, and everyone's like, what is that glitter? It's the Stila glitters, so. They're fantastic. They didn't burn my eyes. That was kind of my biggest thing. I have very sensitive eyes and certain glitters can really bother me. I can wear these all day long and I have no issues wearing them. I also did not experience fallout. I didn't even use a glitter glue with these. I just used my regular eyelid primer and I did not look like a disco ball at the end of the day. I'm very impressed with these. They are expensive. I think they're like $24 for one, which is super pricey. But I know Stila has some sets out right now. I'll go ahead and try to find them so I can link them down below because I think the sets would be a much better deal. You get like 3 or 5 or something. Maybe they even have a few of them and they're minis, but honestly, I mean, I'm gonna have this my entire life, so I feel like the minis would be a great value and you can try out a couple different colors too for like the same price as buying one full-size one. So I'll have those linked down below, but yeah, these are great, so there's that. I do have a foundation that I have been loving on this month. This is another one from Givenchy. I did get this sent to me from Octoly and Givenchy. This is the Photoperfexion Fluid Foundation. I did not expect to love this as much as I did, but holy crap, I really do. The shade I'm in right now is Perfect Honey, which is a great shade match for me. It does have a pump, which is fantastic, but I really enjoyed the finish that it gives to my skin. It's not a mattifying foundation. It's not super dewy. It just gives you that nice, healthy glow that I look for in a foundation. It makes my skin look so good. It's also very long lasting. I wore this to one of the concerts I went to recently. I was outdoors. I was a little like, oh man, hope this foundation lasts, because I really thought it was a long lasting foundation, but I'd never really put it up against like the elements like that. Nailed it. Did a fantastic job. It is $51 and you get 0.8 fluid ounces. So it is a little bit more on the expensive side, but honestly, I thought for Givenchy, I thought we were gonna be talking like 60, like even high $60. I think this is a really good foundation. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a new good high-end foundation to try. Check out this one from Givenchy. So next up, I'll touch on these lipsticks briefly because I did just review them and I did a lot of swatches for them as well in a recent video. So I will leave that video listed down below, but these are the Milk lip colors. I'm obsessed with these. I'm obsessed. Like I said, I have a video where I swatch, I think it's like 6 or 8 of the shades from these lip colors. I did get this sent to me from Milk Makeup, but holy crap, I have been impressed. When I was talking about it in that review video, I said that normally when I get a PR package from a company that's, really large or, has a bunch of different shades like lipsticks, I typically go through and I will only grab out a couple for myself because I don't need that many lipsticks. And I really love, being able to put, fun products into my giveaways and doing things like that to be able to give back. And I had gone through and I picked out some of my favorite shades and I put the rest aside for a giveaway, and then I fell in love with this formula that I actually had to do the really selfish thing and go back and pick out a couple of shades to keep for myself, because this is a lipstick that I wanted in like every shade range, so that way no matter what lip color I wanted to wear, I would always have the option of having this formula. No matter if I wanted a nude, a dark lip, a burgundy lip, a red lip, like I wanted to be able to have the entire shade range because I'm obsessed with this formula. They call it a demi matte finish. It definitely looks matte. Like it looks matte immediately when you put it on your lips. No shine to it, nothing of the sort. It's immediately matte, a soft matte. It's not drying or, it's not doing like that weird cracky thing that liquid lipsticks do. It's oh man, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with these. They're $22. I know it's a little bit more expensive. I believe the VIB sale is coming up. You can get Milk Makeup at Sephora. I would put these on your list for the VIB sale so you can save a little bit of money with these if you don't want to spend that price tag on them. But I'm telling you, if those are the types of lipsticks that you like, you want a matte lip but you want to be comfortable at the same time, check out the Milk ones. I have 3 more products to go. This next one is a concealer that I instantly became obsessed with, and I know a lot of people have talked about this concealer and I didn't buy into it, but this girl, she's bought into it, okay? This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Mine is in the shade Light, and I'm just obsessed. I feel like I'm using this as much as my Shape Tape, which is like my #1. Because it's a weightless complete coverage concealer. I absolutely agree. It's very full coverage. It doesn't feel like anything on my under eyes, blends out easily. Don't see a lot of creasing with this one. It's just a really freaking good concealer. This next one is a highlight. This is from Lancome. This is called their Dual Finish Highlighter. Mine is in the shade 05 Sparkling Peach. We're just gonna call it Sparkling Peach. I'm pretty sure you pronounce it differently, but that's what we're rolling with. This was sent to me from Octoly and Lancome. And when I saw it pop up on my free store, I was like, you know what? I really wanna do it because I talked about these in a Will I Buy It. I talked myself out of it because I was like, oh, I'm on this highlight no buy, so I shouldn't do it. And it's $39.50 for one highlight. And is that really worth it? Oh my goodness. I did you wrong. And I'm so sorry to this highlight because it is so beautiful. I swatched it in a live PR haul I was doing, and I immediately was like, uh-oh, I got to put this on my face right now. I know they have a bunch of different shades. This one is the Sparkling Peach if you're into kind of a peachy champagne type of highlight, which I am. I love it. You get so much product. You get a mirror. I mean, this is a nice little compact. You're getting a ton of highlight in here, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this highlight. So last up for a makeup favorite, I have a brush. This might seem really random, but this is the Morphe E27. The Pro Blender. It's $7 on the Morphe website, which isn't bad at all. It's super fluffy, super soft. I'm loving it as my first like crease or transition color because it just glides on so easily. When, you know, a lot of times when I'm coming in with that first shade, I want it to be really blended. I don't want it to look, you know, too harsh or like, you know, I just put a bunch of product right here on my eye, which sometimes if you go in with a really dense brush first, that can be a big mistake. I've definitely learned that. But with this one, it just blends everything out so easily, and I can't help it. Every time I sit down to do my makeup, I'm immediately reaching for this E27. Like a lot of the Morphe brushes, it's definitely the ones that start with E. This is for their Elite line. They are definitely higher quality. They can be a little bit on the pricier side for Morphe, but they're definitely higher quality. So the E27, if you love a good old blending brush, I would recommend it because I've just been digging this brush. So as a part of my Makeup Monthly I started a few months back, I got requests to be talking about books more on my channel as well. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm actually also a published author and a book blogger. So I was getting asked to incorporate books in here, and so I thought a way I could do that was in these monthly videos that I post, and at the end I can chat about the books that I gave a 5-star review to on my blog and then also on Amazon. So I like to close out these videos talking about some of my book favorites, but if you are only here for the makeup and beauty portion, which I totally understand, because this is a beauty channel, then that is going to do it for all of my faves, fails, and fine products in the beauty categories. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video, but I am going to go ahead and talk about some of these 5-star books. So if you're curious about some of the books that I thought were absolutely fantastic and I would recommend for your reading list, why don't we go ahead and finish off with some books. Alright, so the first book that I have to talk about is The Captain's Daughter. This is by Meg Mitchell-Moore. This is a pretty emotional story, especially towards the end. It's a women's fiction novel. I loved the vivid writing. It takes place on the East Coast, and there's just some such picturesque scenes that you feel like you're immediately there, and I really enjoyed that. I love the dual point of views that we get from the two characters that are very, very different, but you know, they are somehow entwined. Like I said, the ending is definitely very emotional and not quite what I was expecting, and I cried a little bit at the end. So if you love like really moving women's fiction, I would recommend The Captain's Daughter. Next one I have is Lynx by Lisa Becker. This is more of a romantic comedy. I love Lisa Becker. I've read so many of her books and I think they are all fantastic, so I definitely recommend that you check her out. But Lynx was such a fun story of, you know, kind of that nerdy high school girl who always crushed on the boy, and then they meet again years later. Now she's a little bit more put together, more confident with herself, and then it's just kind of that, are they going to get together? Are they going to admit that they like each other? Kind of chasing game, which I thought was really interesting. So if you are a fan of romantic comedies, I suggest that you check out Lynx from Lisa Becker. The next one I have is Little Gray Dress. This is by Aimee Brown. I'm so excited for Aimee. This is her debut novel. She's a book blogger like me, and I know the the feeling of excitement when you're putting out your first novel and you know you've really worked so hard in this industry, and I'm just so excited for her. Little gray dress, I honestly, if I didn't know Aimee and I didn't know this was her debut, I would have not have guessed this was a debut novel. She did so well. The writing is so tight, the scenes move along so quickly, and I loved the story. I also love the cover. I thought that was so eye-catching. So if you're a fan of chick lit, you know, chick lit romantic comedy type of vibes, you gotta check this one out. And the final book that I have to recommend is How to Change a Life. This is by Stacey Ballis. Love Stacey Ballis, another author that I'm definitely going to recommend to you. I've read so many of her books and I've never been disappointed with Stacey's novels. I loved How to Change a Life because it is about friends who kind of meet up with one another again, and then they make a list for themselves of certain items that they want to do before their 40th birthday, I believe it is. And this one really struck a chord with me because me and my friends created a summer bucket list just as like a fun idea. We actually ended up making our summer so much fun. We had a blast. I'm now incorporating bucket lists into the current book that I am writing right now, and I've just been having fun with the idea of, you know, having this list, having things that you want to complete and do before, you know, a certain deadline or certain time frame. Super into that, so I immediately connected with the book, but it's also it gets emotional at times. I actually shed a few tears while reading this book. Another fantastic women's fiction book. Definitely gotta check out Stacey Ballis, and I highly recommend How to Change a Life. Alright guys, so that is everything for my makeup monthly for the month of September. Let me know what you thought of all of my reviews and products that I mentioned. Everything that I did will be linked down below. I would love to know what some of your favorites were, what were some of your fails, what were the products that you thought were just fine. Let me know in the comments down below. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.